Now, the Consumer Price Index soared 5.1% during the 12 months to November, up from 4.2% the month before. Inflation's now at a 10-year high and more than 2.5 times the Bank of England's 2% target. We're in the midst of a major and accelerating cost of living crisis, with the November inflation number driven by record prices for fuel, utilities, clothes and food. On the Money's been warning about high inflation for months, and now it's happening. The question now is, the Bank of England finally listening? Petrol prices jumped to their highest ever level last month, hitting £1.50 per litre in some areas. Filling up costs more not only due to high oil prices, but also supply chain issues, including that lack of HGV drivers, making fuel processing and distribution more expensive. The cost of used cars is also soaring amidst huge demand. Factory closures during lockdown, particularly in the Far East, have generated an acute shortage of microprocessors, reducing the supply of new cars. Energy prices are also high for both households and firms, given the spiralling cost of wholesale gas, still used to generate around 2/5 of UK electricity. So the Consumer Price Index, representing the price of a typical basket of goods, was 5.1% higher in November than the same month in 2020. That's up from 4.2% in October, and inflation was 3.1% the month before. During November, used cars were 27% more expensive than the same month last year. Crikey! With petrol more than 28% higher. Electricity and gas bills were 23% up on November 2020 and are set to rise again when that price cap is readjusted next spring. But while headline CPI inflation is 5.1%, the highest for 10 years, the Retail Price Index, or RPI, shows inflation at, wait for it, 7.1%. That's a 30-year high. And RPI inflation is used to baseline increases in the price of road tax, air passenger duty, student loan repayments, by the way, many mobile phone contracts, and a host of taxes and contracts. So inflation is now way ahead of target and could yet get higher. The Bank of England will announce its latest interest rate decision tomorrow, and while a rise from today's ultra-low level of 0.1% was widely expected, the impact of Omicron and related restrictions on the economy means financial markets in recent days have started to expect rates to remain on hold once more. I say that's wrong. An interest rate shift from 0.1 to 0.25% would have no significant economic impact, but it would signal the bank is finally on the case when it comes to tackling inflation. For the bank to do nothing when the inflation rate starts with a 5 would seriously dent its fast diminishing credibility, in my view. But this is a debate show, and I'm here, like you, hopefully, to hear a range of views. So that's your On the Money question today. Can the Bank of England afford not to raise rates tomorrow?